Alrighty, the following Zoom session is being recorded and will appear later today on my YouTube channel, Math with Mayo. There are two different classes that may be observing this session. Therefore, when you participate in the Zoom meeting, if you do not wish for your picture or name to be made public, please leave the video off and use an alias name. If you have questions during the meeting but do not wish to speak, email me at bmayo@ybcc.edu and I will respond as soon as I can. Alrighty, so today we're going to be reviewing for the Chapter 10 test, which is tomorrow. I didn't get any emails from students with questions, or at least not up until about half an hour ago. So if you have any questions, now would be the time to mention them. Okay, well, in that case, let me just cover some important things that you should know for this chapter test. First of all, we have the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You should have this memorized. When do you use this? Well, you use it when you have an equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and you're trying to solve the equation. Another time you would use it is if you're trying to graph a second degree equation. You would set y equal to 0. So if it was in this form, you'd set y equal to 0, then use the quadratic formula, and the two solutions would be the x-intercepts of that parabola. Okay, another form or another equation you need to be aware of is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. This is a second degree or quadratic equation. It's in a form where it presents the vertex in an obvious fashion. The axis of symmetry is at x equals h, whatever h is. The vertex is at hk. If a is greater than 0, the parabola opens upward and the vertex is a minimum. If a is less than 0 and the parabola opens downward, the vertex is a maximum. Okay, let's see here. Anything else I want to, oh, when you're going to plot this using WebAssign, you want to find 2 points. You want to find the vertex, which is at hk, and then let's say that h is 5, 7, okay? So then what you'd want to do is you'd want to choose another point where x is 6 or x is 4. In other words, pick an x value immediately on either side of the vertex. That should give you good coordinates for the second point. Don't forget that when you graph in WebAssign, of a parabola, you graph the vertex first and then the second point. And if the second point has tricky coordinates, you go over to the right side, click on the drop-down menu, and you can go in and specifically put ordered pairs in there. Don't use mixed numbers. Use exact numbers. If it's a decimal that's exact, that's great, or a whole number. But if it's a mixed number, change it into an improper fraction and do that. Okay. The other form, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, when you have a second degree equation in this form and you want to graph it, you want to find the axis of symmetry. That's at x equals negative b over 2a using the coefficients. The vertex is at negative b over 2a. So whatever you get for that x value for the axis of symmetry, and then you would plug that x value into the function to find the corresponding y value. Again, once you've found the vertex, then again, let's say the vertex is at 3, 2. Then choose a value like 4 or 2 for x on either side of the vertex to get a good point for the second point. When you plot that, again, plot the vertex and then the second point after that. Okay, let's see. Trying to think if there's anything I've left out in terms of formulas. Do you have any questions? Do you want any examples of anything? This is your review day. I don't have any new material for you. Again, if you have questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, this will be a really short meeting. No one has any questions? Then I guess it's going to be a really short meeting. This might be a world record for the shortest review session ever. Okay, well, I will be back at 1:15 should you change your mind and have some questions. There will be no class meeting tomorrow morning at 10:30. You will just, you have until from now until 11:59 tomorrow night to finish your chapter test. In fact, some of you have already done that. That's great. Anyway, I will see you again on Monday, if not before. So